All right, separate traders, welcome on back to wrap up and close out our week here this Friday, September 23rd, shortly after 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Welcome on back here for our afternoon meeting. Great to see Leda still with us here. We had Felix just a moment ago clock out on the natural gas ETF cold. Great to see Michael D as well. We have a few more of us joining us right now. Michael L, Andre, and the rest of us here inside the Cyber Group room. Great to see us back on social media for those of us joining us, taking us into the weekend on Facebook Live and YouTube here. So right now, we'll actually be quite brief with this meeting because we're doing the Phase 2 stock course, continuing it later on this afternoon. Phase 2, lesson number 2 for the month of September. We're going to be talking all about risk management policies, setting stops and taking profits, the official title of this afternoon's class. So not just in regards to risk management and setting stops altogether, but where do we know how to get out? That's what we'll look to cover coming up later on this afternoon. So with that, EVTL, it might be a good stock for us to follow here during class. It's just got a really thin book. Thin liquidity out there on level 3, bit of a spread at times here. Beautiful trend off the lows makes that a lot easier of a stock to follow, thankfully. If it didn't have such a clean trend, honestly, I wouldn't be as interested. So for right now, EVTL, I'll definitely put on our watch list here to begin. I'll tell you, with the markets dropping off as much as they already have today, it can go either way. We might see continuation of this downtrend. We may see a little short covering perhaps into the end of the week. But nonetheless, with the market dropping as much as it already has today, we were able to find some really good long opportunities today. EVTL just being another one of them, right? So LITM was really one of the ones I was most interested in following upon the market opening. It was on our pre-market list. Fausto put it on the morning watch list. And at that, I mean, hey, it was a little shaky going into the 9 o'clock or into the 9:30 market open. But we ended up calling out bottom on this right off 260, ended up providing that bounce play for us there, then ended up breaking out above resistance over time. It had a couple of different resistance levels to work with. The opening bell print at 278, big pre-market volume-based level at 285, $3, and it kept on giving. I ended up letting go of this trade right at 298, and then it ended up pushing up a little bit higher without me, even taking us into the mid-afternoon here. By 1 o'clock, 1:30, it was actually breaking higher up towards 350, 355. Right now, though, it seems like it's dragging back down. I feel like the majority of this move is already over with, right? So I'll put this on our side list, the LITM. Maybe we'll come back to this at the end if we need to. It was a nice trade from the morning. If it ends up popping during this meeting, I'll definitely reconsider. But most stocks like this trading like 69, 70 million shares on days where normally it's trading like less than a quarter million or right around there. This stock is more exhausted now than anything, I feel. All right, so nice trade from the morning here. The LITM, Fausto's trade, as we'll jokingly nickname Anthrax. Is this Anthem? It's the actual name of this company. Thersis Inc. I probably mispronounced that. Nonetheless, Anthrax ended up leading to a big pop shortly prior to the market opening up. It was trending up really nicely heading into the opening bell. Ended up leading to a secondary move later on. Had some nice consolidation after a big pullback, but ended up leading to a higher high after that point. Ended up breaking back above the 175 level. Led to a really good rally up to 2. For as much as a stock moves, the LITM, the EVTL, which we'll jump back to in a moment, for any stock that keeps giving and moving, you can't keep expecting it. So you got to realize at some point we're going to see a top. And at some point we're going to see a nasty false breakout where a stock breaks above resistance and then it completely falls right back under it. So that's what happened at $2. High of the day is at 210. But right off the whole number, for as much as this stock pumped up, it made a 100% move prior to that. Well, ended up leading to a false breakout right over 2. All right, so the Anthrax trade not looking too hot here at this point. Skipped over a couple here. Number 1, KRBP. It's a cheapie below $1, but it's the top percent gainer. If it's looking really good, you folks let me know. GSUN, though, I was going to skip over this as well because it's not trading enough volume. It's also a little pricey, but nonetheless, I mean, I think this might be halted right now. Ended up leading to a low volume pump from like 27.50 up to 38.50 right now and counting. it seems like a crazy move, right? It's probably going to trade very little volume, if any volume at all, on level 3 and level 4. So, hey, it's halted right now. It's moving up, but it's going to come back down twice as fast, if not, as fast. So, just be careful of this trade, the G-Sun. I'm not going to put this on our main list. CO. Maybe we should put this stock on our list. The chart wouldn't tell you that, but the stock is actually halted also alongside the G-Sun trade. So with saying that, we're waiting for this to reopen up. It was at least a lot more liquid earlier throughout the morning. So, hey, in speculation of what's going on with this halt here, I'll put this on our watch list, but EVTL definitely showing a lot more activity at this point. All right. Let's see what else we got here, folks. EVAX. I thought Scott from the chat board a moment ago saying it's moving on up. Stock from Wednesday this week, pre-market, led to a big push, but then the wheels fell off there. So trying to recover right now. It is on a good trend, but even this one, it's trading a little more volume than the G-Sun trade, but it's still not enough for what we want right now. It's not really trading much volume per minute here. So it's grinding up. If anyone's in this trade miraculously, like from earlier, hey, I hope you're making money on it. But I just see better. I hope there's better opportunity elsewhere. I'm hoping that there is at least. Let's see what else we got. NRGD shouldn't have even clicked this $70 ETF. Is this an ETF here? Yeah. All right, we had a nice push in GovX earlier today, pop, but then it pulled back. It looks like it's kind of exhausted now, at least at this point. So if it ends up making a pop later on when Rich is on the mic and most of us here are in class, then at that point, then it will be a better trade to follow. Hey, should it pop while we're in class? Perhaps we follow it live together. All right, so with the market down as much, obviously not going to see a whole lot on the gainer side here today, right? We always like to say that because we have new members joining us here each and every day. You see me go down the gainers list when the markets are down nearly 1,000 points today. Obviously, we're not going to find much, right? So, hey, cold natural gas ETF, this led to a huge push early in pre-market. And then after the market opened up, it only fell apart from that point. So I ended up getting stopped out a couple of times before I caught the bounce later on from 1560 here. It was right as class was about to begin. I told one of my students earlier on a coaching call, obviously, I got out way too early on this trade. Ended up getting out under my blue line there at 1590. So it was essentially a scalp in essence. But, hey, led to a nice bounce from that point. Could have had a lot more on this trade as it topped off around that 1650 level. Just a moment ago, I tried jumping in off the 1650 only to get stopped out, essentially break even, -2. It was right here as we were beginning the meeting. I popped above 1650. It was teasing it, and then it slammed back down. So I actually went -2, set a really conservative stop. Thankfully, I did. Hey, it could be back in play later on. It still seems to be trading some good volume per minute, relatively active right now. But let's see what else we got here otherwise as we jump over to the losers list here next. Actually, first, might I say, with the market down as much as it is, obviously we were just looking at cold in the name of ETFs. Of course, we have to slip UVXY still on our watch list right now, right? So S&P and Dow both getting crushed. UVXY, VIX ETF, basically volatility/fear index. This ticker will look to move inversely to how the S&P are doing. All right, so with that, let's hop over to the loser side right now. I'd assume we'd find a lot more here. So a bunch of stuff hard to borrow to top off the losers list. I'm actually going to skip over pretty much each and every one of these stocks right now. I guess the only one I would be remotely interested in is the one that's down the most. Maybe it could be a dead cat bounce. Maybe. From earlier led to a subtle bounce in pre-market, but after that, not looking good. So obviously this one we're going to write off here. Let's see what else we have going down the loser side right now. You got a lot more down the middle to the bottom of this list, which is fine. We'll take that, absolutely. If there are stocks that are moving down with the market, that are shortable, dropping off, that's what we obviously want to focus on here at this point. P10 Doesn't look bad. Right near the lows. It is dropping back down from 11 bucks, so there is some good trend to it. Trading about 12, 13,000 shares per minute. All right, I'll put this P10 on our watch list right now. Is it at all-time lows, 52-week lows? What's going on here with the historical chart? Yeah, I mean, it looks like it built up a little resistance right around 10. Little false breako here, and then it really popped above 10 later on. So you'd assume to be 10. You'd assume for 10 to be a big level anyway. It's still pretty far away from 10 bucks right now. So that would be more of like a home run target by the end of the day today if the stars could really align on this short trade. But it still has to break down a little bit more first to even break new lows. All right, what else we got here, folks? What else we got? Got to weed through this. A lot of riffraff here on the losers list here. KOS, a little slow. You know, it's near the lows, right? We respect that part. We like that part. The stock is shortable, nonetheless. Apache, APA. We are relatively familiar with this stock. More familiar with Oxy. So APA making that same type of sluggish drop off right now. I'll tell you, Oxy, I see more opportunity in right now. So I don't mind putting OXY on our list. A little more expensive, but you know, hey, for a more expensive stock, the liquidity checks out great for this trade. OXY. So I'll namely put this on our list. Michael's saying ETF, Boyle getting beat up too. It's not looking that great for a day trade though. Liquidity, price. There's not much direction on this either way right now. It's just coiled up. We don't want to spend time watching this when there's better trades out there right now, right? And you could say that about a lot of different things. You could say that about probably about 90% or 95% of what's on the scanners right now. So really, I didn't see much else that I found more of like a name brand stock or something that we often trade. So let's just really quickly rip through just some stocks that we throw on our side list here day to day. Hey, the cruise lines. NCLH is down nearly 8%, and that's right at the lows too. This could be a good stock to watch right now. Michael saying DraftKings again. I think we had DraftKings on our watch list yesterday afternoon. If I'm not mistaken, the day before. It was yesterday. So, you know, hey, making that same type of drop-off again, right? It wouldn't hurt us to put DraftKings on our list. Let's kind of just cherry pick and see what looks the absolute best right now. I don't want to build up like a 20-stock watch list, right? So we went through the cruise lines. We'll check out a couple airlines here and there. I'll tell you what, the airlines and cruise lines looking a little bit better than DraftKings even. I mean, these are kind of just showing better direction with trying to break that low of the day. DraftKings looking a little coiled up for right now. What else we got here, folks? Laser, one from this past week, you know, not as often called out. It's looking a little slow, albeit at the lows right now. Jump over my Benzinga Pro here quickly to see what we have there. I saw, what was it, Zillow, Z, getting beat up bad this morning. That was a really good short. Not looking as great right now, perhaps, right? Not exactly near the lows right now. Take a quick look at a couple of like auto stocks like GM or Ford. All looking kind of just sluggish here. All right, folks, I'll tell you what, we're making great use of time. Of course, we have the Phase 2 stock course continuing later on this afternoon, but we have a pretty good watch list already. A couple of good shorts, though. Oxy and P10 from our loser side. Both of those look pretty strong on the way down. Karen saying right now, a heads up here, right now at this time. Got a little competition here with this afternoon meeting. I think Fed Chair Jerome Powell is speaking right now. Is he? I didn't know that was coming right now. So I'm sure whatever remarks he may be making, we'll look to see the market make a strong reaction off of. All right, folks, let's jump back to the two that we had on the side list. LITM, not really doing much of anything, not really going anywhere just yet. And Cold. The reason I'm going to put Cold on our main watch list here, it's trading good volume still at this time of the day, at least for right now. The more it wanes down, it's not going to be as much. But this stock, I don't really see much historical resistance, perhaps not up until like maybe 18, 19 bucks. So we'll see what's ahead on this trade should it decide to blast back over 1650. There's no trade on this cold ETF if there isn't a blast above 1650. So that's the first level on this, but we'll see where it can go from there. All right, folks, aside from that, for all of us on social media, Facebook Live, YouTube, enjoy the weekend. Any questions that you have, feel more than free to send over my way. Josh@ctutrading.com is my email. I always like to post that at the end of these streams here. But we'll catch back with everyone coming up Monday for all of us on Facebook Live and YouTube. That is for all of us inside the live trading room. Leda, Warren, Karen, Michael, John, and all of us live there right now. I look forward to seeing most of us in class later on today. I know, again, Rich posted the link for the Phase 2 stock course class just above in the chat board. So make sure that you folks click that link so you can join class ahead. I look forward to seeing everyone there. Take care.
Become a Cyber Group member today. Just click the link below and receive all these amazing products and a world of knowledge for just $9. Do it